we got the wonderful job over at Everton. Who is going to replace Frank Lampard if they let him go? I mean, this point, I don't know if anybody wants this job. The board doesn't have a direction. Frank Lampard doesn't have any help. This team is a mess. Who comes in and plays, I guess, janitor as the cleanup crew? Who do you got for me?
So one of the coaches I got there, I think, to kind of help that Everton team to stop the leaky goals, the 1-0 losses, maybe to start turning those into draws, getting a 1-0 lead, holding on to it for a 1-0 win. I would say Sean Dyche, former coach at Burnley. He guided Burnley to promotion, kind of stabilized that club. They were in the Premier League quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
He became a kind of a top coach there for them, helping them stay in the Premier League. They were known for that tough nose kind of defense, not necessarily the prettiest football, but they got results.
Yeah.
And I think that could be something that Everton could be looking to get here as they're in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very similar style of football to what Tottenham is playing right now.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be a defensive team under Sean Dyche, but can't lose games if you're conceding goals. That's kind of his style, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So he'd be one of my coaches to take over for Everton. Another one I have is Paulo Fonseca. He's the current manager of Lille. We're in 6th place in Ligue 1. He's a Portuguese manager who was looked at for Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
There were problems with his contract, and so he never made it there with the fine print in this contract. He impressed with Braga. He earned a move to Shakhtar Donetsk, where he won 3 league titles in 3 years.
Wow.
He was at Roma, and he plays attacking style football, so kind of the opposite of Sean Dyche, where he played attacking football, but kind of at Roma he got sacked because they letting in leaky goals.
Yeah.
So he could be a good fit. He's got that pedigree at least of getting teams into the Champions League, giving some of these bigger teams a fight. So he could be an option. But I think, honestly, my number one pick for that Everton job would be Nuno Espirito Santo, Portuguese coach formerly of Wolves and of Tottenham. I think he could be a good fit. He's the current manager at Al Ittihad in the Saudi League. So I don't think it'd be too hard to maybe pry him from that league for a Premier League job, especially one like Everton. We saw what he did at Wolves. He did a fantastic job at Wolves.
Phenomenal. I mean,
brought them up from the Championship.
Granted, he almost built an entirely Portuguese side, but he did a fantastic job.
He did. He did a great job at Wolves. I think he's the reason why they're still in the Premier League. At Tottenham, he had a little bit of a rough go of it. Typical kind of coach for that club. They always have a rough go of it, it seems like.
Yeah. But
honestly, I think he would be Everton's best option right now. It would be Nuno.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going to look to spend money, and Everton board wants to give him money. So I don't see why that wouldn't be a good fit. Me personally, I guess I'll go the same way you went from last to first. I'm going to go with Rudy Garcia first. He's currently coaching Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr. He won the Ligue 1 title with Lille. I know you have him under other prospects for other coaches.
Yeah, he's a good coach. You're not going to get any argument from me.
Yeah, he's a great coach. I think he would love to try his managerial career in the Premier League. It'd be a good fit for Everton with the players they have. Next up, I kind of went outside the box for this one. A guy who didn't really get a shot at Manchester United. They should have given him more time.
I disagree.
Yeah, a lot of people would disagree with me on that one. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I think he would be better fit than at Manchester United for a club like Everton. He's currently coaching in Norway at Kristiansand BK. It'd be pretty easy to pry him away from Norway.
Yeah.
But I think for me, if they want to go after him, I mean, he's not a bad coach. I think there's a lot of pressure at Manchester United for him to succeed with what we've seen as a failing locker room. So I don't think that he did a bad job at Manchester United. I just think it was the players he had. I think he would have a similar position at Everton, but he would command more respect. He doesn't have quite as big of personalities as a United team would. And then my number one, which happens to be your number 3, is Sean Dyche. The man knows how to go through a relegation scrap. He knows how to fix a leaky defense. He did fantastic things for Burnley. I think he would be the stopgap. Maybe he doesn't stay for more than the rest of the season, but he would fix a lot of problems that Everton is having right now. So I think he would be a great choice for him.
Yeah, I think he would too. I don't know about Ole. I feel like his United managerial career was very streaky. Like I remember he started off real good, and so that's why they gave him the job. He was an interim manager.
And then
as soon as they give him that job, man.
And then they did really good, and then they did really bad, and then he got fired.
So it was definitely a roller coaster for him. So I don't know.
It's a perfect fit. Controlled chaos at a chaotic team.
No, I think it'd be similar to Frank Lampard now, if I'm being honest.
Probably. But I want to go outside the box, and I could be completely wrong, but it just seems like this board, it's something that they would go with. So
yeah. Again, I don't know if he has the experience for a relegation fight. I think that's why Frank Lampard's struggling. He didn't have that either.
Yeah.
I think a Sean Dyche would be good, like you said. Someone who's been there, knows how to hopefully stop a leaky defense and get some results.
Definitely. All right.